सांबादिक सम्मेलन सीधा प्रसारण में आपको देखा।
घटना से प्रभावित सभी लोगों एवं उनके शोकाकुल परिजनों के प्रति शोक एवं संवेदना व्यक्त करना चाहते हैं। Our heartfelt condolences to the grieved families and we pray that the departed souls rest in peace. Friends, गुजरात राज्य में विधानसभा का कार्यालय 18 फरवरी 2023 को समाप्त हो रहा है, जिसमें अभी 100 दिन से ऊपर बाकी है। राज्य में 182 विधानसभा निर्वाचन जनरल, 17 SC and 23 ST constituencies. Subsequent to the completion of special summary revision exercise, the final electoral roll has been published for the state of Gujarat on 10th October 2022, and copies of the published electoral roll has been given to all the political parties. They were part of the process by which they were finalized at each stage, and final prints, final rolls have been given to them. During the SSR exercise, the Commission has laid special emphasis on registration of new voters, women voters, transgenders, and persons with disabilities. As you see the data on the slide, for the forthcoming legislative assembly elections, our teams would be ready to serve more than 4.9 crore electors, of whom about 27,000 are service electors, 4 lakh persons with disability, more than 9.8 lakh voters above the age of 80 years, and out of which 10,000 voters are centenarians. And there are 4.6 lakh first-time voters between the age group of 18 and 19. Friends, there are, after the subsequent to the provision of 4 qualifying dates, all the young voters who attained the age of 18 years between the 1st of January 2022 to 1st October 2022 got the chance to get themselves enrolled. I am very happy to inform that with this amendment, 3,24,422 additional new voters in the state shall be able to cast their vote in the election for the first time. आप अवगत हैं कि निर्वाचन आयोग की पहल पर जो गत वर्ष कानून में बदलाव किया गया था, उसके बाद से 4 क्वालिफाइंग डेट संभव है। तो इमेजिन अगर ये संभव नहीं होता तो जो ये 3,24,000 नए वोटर्स हैं इस बार मतदान नहीं दे पाते और इनको इंतजार करना पड़ता 1 जनवरी 2023 की क्वालिफाइंग डेट्स का। सो अब इनका नामांकन हुआ है तो आई एम श्योर दे विल कम एंड वोट ऑल्सो, फॉर विच वी आर टेकिंग एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स विच आई विल कनेक्ट टू यू लेटर। कमिंग टू द पोलिंग स्टेशंस, मतदाताओं के साथ एक्चुअली हमारे एंगेजमेंट के 2 सबसे महत्वपूर्ण जगहें हैं। एक जब हम उन्हें वोटर बनाते हैं और एक जब वो वोट डालने के लिए पोलिंग स्टेशंस पर आते हैं। तो हाउ इज द एम्बियंस इन पोलिंग स्टेशन एंड हाउ मच इज द ईज ऑफ वोटिंग, दैट्स व्हाट इज अनदर क्राइटेरिया दैट वी वेरी सीरियसली लुक एट। We have instructed all the COs and DOs to visit major polling stations personally and ensure that all facilities are available there. Total polling stations की संख्या 51,782 है और हर पोलिंग स्टेशन पर एवरेज 948 पोलिंग स्टेशंस होंगे। राज्य में स्थापित मतदान स्थलों में से एटलीस्ट 50% मतदान केंद्रों पर, that means 25,891. These figures are also given in the presentation which is happening and we'll provide a copy to you. इन सब स्थानों पर वेबकास्टिंग की व्यवस्था होगी। मुख्य निर्वाचन अधिकारी और जिला निर्वाचन अधिकारी लगातार इसकी मॉनिटरिंग करेंगे अपने अपने कंट्रोल रूम में। सेक्टर मजिस्ट्रेट्स विल ऑल्सो विजिट ऑन द डे ऑफ पोलिंग एंड बिफोर दैट ऑल्सो द पोलिंग स्टेशंस। फ्रेंड्स, सभी पोलिंग स्टेशंस पर assured minimum facility like drinking water, waiting area, electricity, ramps, toilets would be provided. No polling station would be on the first floor, they will all be on the ground floor. And we are this time deputing one additional special observer. This is a practice we are starting now, and we are experimenting with this. A special observer for accessibility and inclusion. We want to get report, we want to see that our polling stations are truly accessible for women, from old age, for PWDs, for TGs, and the entire process is also inclusive. So उसके लिए हमने एक स्पेशल ऑब्जर्वर हिमाचल और गुजरात दोनों में अभी डेप्यूट किए हैं. फ्रेंड्स, मतदाता के जो वोटिंग एक्सपीरियंस है उसको बढ़ाने के लिए हमने राज्य में 142 मॉडल मतदान केंद्र बनाए जाएंगे. स्लाइड्स में आपको उनकी कुछ झलकी भी दिखाई जा रही है. सिर्फ महिलाएं, राज्य में कम से कम 1274 पोलिंग स्टेशंस बनाए जाएंगे जहां पर सिर्फ महिलाएं ही तैनात रहेंगी, along with the police personals also. What you see on the right side, in the 1274 polling stations, only women, polling personals, police personals will greet the voters. इसी प्रकार से राज्य में दिव्यांगजनों को मतदान हेतु प्रेरित करने के प्रयास में कम से कम 182 पोलिंग स्टेशंस, which you are seeing on the right side again on this slide, would be manned purely by the persons with disability. As I have said earlier also, एक सशक्त समाज के लिए यह आवश्यक है कि उसके हर वर्ग को बिना किसी बाधा के निर्वाचन में प्रतिभाग करने का अवसर मिले. इसलिए जब दिव्यांगजन निर्वाचन प्रक्रिया से सीधे तौर पर जुड़ेंगे तो उससे हमारे प्रयास को और बल मिलेगा. एंड दिस इज व्हाट, with this objective of inspiring the PWD themselves and also the conveying this message to the society at large, they will be manning the polling stations. Another first time new thing which we are attempting is, जब यंग वोटर्स को वोटर्स बना रहे हैं तो हमने हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एक बूथ ऐसा भी बनाया है वहां जहां सबसे कम उम्र के जो एम्प्लॉइज हैं वो ही पोलिंग स्टेशन पे रहेंगे. सो जो भी रिसेंटली रिक्रूटेड हैं हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हम इस प्रकार से 33 पोलिंग स्टेशन ऐसे बना रहे हैं जहां एब्सोल्युटली यंग पोलिंग प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर्स, पोलिंग पार्टीज वुड बी देयर टू ग्रीट यू. सो समथिंग लाइक व्हाट इज बीइंग शोन हियर. एंड दिस इज अगेन विद आवर ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ एनकरेजिंग द यूथ, टेलिंग देम दैट यू आर नॉट ओनली have to get registered yourself, you have to manage the elections and you have to come and vote also. Friends, in this respect, we like to give you some unique polling stations also. ECI, as you know, has always been working towards this objective of inclusive and accessible elections. For example, there is no polling station or a building in the polling station 69 Alibad at this Bagra assembly constituency. So what has been attempted is to convert and people had to come 80 kilometers to cast their vote to a particular station because they were all carried in a bus to another place. So this time a shipping container is being used to serve as a polling station, and with all AMF, all assured minimum facilities being provided in this makeshift one, and with 207 voters. Similarly, there are many other examples like where our election machinery is going to last mile to ensure participation. A polling station being set up, which is on the left side, only for one voter. इस पोलिंग स्टेशन में सिर्फ एक ही वोटर है जो वहीं रहना चाहते हैं, बाहर नहीं आना चाहते. उनके लिए हमारी 15 लोगों की टीम जाएगी और एक वोट लेने के लिए. दिस इज द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द इंडियन डेमोक्रेसी. Similarly, for polling parties, team has to travel by boat to reach the polling stations in Siabelet Island in Arabian Sea. At the island has no alternative connectivity. Nearest town, Jafrabad, is approximately 15 kilometers away from island, and this has over 832 houses and 4,757 voters, and will go by boat and get the thing. The commission has set up 3 polling stations in Madhopur, Jamalpur in Gir Somnath district for the Siddhis. There are total 3481 voters, of which 90% are from Siddhi community, and they are descendants of East African people who came to India during 14th and 17th century and resides here, and they are our proud voters. And this is again what the inclusivity in the Indian democracy is about. At the cost of repeating, my friends, I would reiterate, if we, the Election Commission team, put in such concerted effort to ensure a polling station with a 2-kilometer reach for voters, replete with all facilities, तो वोटर्स का भी ये जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि वो वोट देने के लिए अवश्य आएं। आपके माध्यम से मैं उनसे ये अपील करना चाहता हूं। Now about senior citizens, Commission has also endeavored to bring the polling stations to the doorstep of those voters who face difficulties in coming to the polling stations. This optional facility of postal ballot will be available to all these voters who are 80 plus, PWDs with the benchmark of 40% disability, and if by chance anybody is suffering from COVID. And a polling team comprising of 2 polling officials will go to their houses, which will be videographed, which will be with full security and under full information and knowledge of the political parties and candidates, with an option to accompany them. We will in advance provide a list of such voters who have opted for casting their vote from the comfort of their home, and will also provide them the route chart by which the polling parties will go to get the votes, and they cannot deviate from that route chart, which is displayed in advance. वोट की सीक्रेसी को अक्षुण्ण रखते हुए उनके घर से हम वोट लेके आएंगे, अगर ऐसा वो अपना ऑप्शन हमें फॉर्म 12D में भरकर देते हैं. एंड एज वी ऑलवेज से, whatever we are today, we are because of our senior citizens. And in this phase, in this round, there are 9.89 lakhs senior citizens, senior voters, 80 plus, और लोकतांत्रिक प्रक्रिया में भाग लेकर वो भारतीय लोकतंत्र को सुदृढ़ करने के अपने जोश और समर्पण से देश के युवाओं के सामने एक उदाहरण पेश कर रहे हैं, और इसीलिए वो युवाओं को भी आगे बढ़ चढ़कर मतदान में हिस्सा लेना चाहिए. Friends, similarly, Commission is emphasizing on the empowerment and participation of all our persons with disabilities. There are 4.04 lakh PWD voters who shall be given priority for entering polling stations. Provisions would be made for designated parking spaces, and volunteers shall be available. And all this they can book if they want. This will be available on the booth, no doubt. But if they want to book it, they can book it on our PWD app. Any facility, any facilitation which the PWD voters want or 80 plus voters want, they can book it at our app. We are also similarly focusing on inclusion of our TGs, the third gender voters. For variety of reasons, their inclusion, either because of various kind of social factors, has not been complete. We are focusing on it. We want them to make every one of them a voter. We have made some of them as our icons also. So any disadvantaged group in the society should deserve the highest possible recognition and respect from all of us. And Commission is very concerned and committed to provide full facilitation, full participation in an inclusive and accessible manner to all our marginalized deprived sections, which includes the 80 plus citizens, 100 plus citizens, PWDs, transgenders. We are also planning to have an outreach in certain red light areas, so that our teams go and with the fullest possible respect and secrecy and whatever is the social milieu, they get the votes made and they also get the awareness activities for the voting. Friends, 2017 की comparison में there is a 100% increase in the number of transgenders in the state of Gujarat. There are 1417 TGs who are now registered, and it's actually a sight to be seen to believe when they come forward. They came forward when we went to Gujarat last time, and the kind of enthusiasm they had in participating and even becoming our icons.